I went from 27K in debt to 77K in profit in a single month with AI automations and systems. And I'm about to show you two of the products that made this possible by generating me over 180K in the last year alone. Everyone's on YouTube is selling you this dream. So much that you might start asking, is any of it actually real? I'd probably ask the same question if I had not done it myself, to be honest. But you're not wrong being skeptical of all the crazy claims you see on YouTube, because honestly, most of these kids have no idea what they're talking about. So here's the story on how I made more in a month than most gurus have made outside of their school group. And as a bonus, at the end of the video, I'll give you one of the two products that helps me make 500K in the last year, so you can kickstart your AI journey as well. Let's get right into it. First, let's align expectations here. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Easy money and fast money does not exist in business. If you want to succeed in this game, you will need a lot of work and time. And then you're going to have success, okay? But there's a way to make it a little bit quicker. There's a shortcut to this that none of the gurus are actually teaching you. They wouldn't know because they've never done it themselves. And one easy way I can showcase this is just see all those guys talking about selling AI infrastructure. Well, AI infrastructure actually does not even make sense when you're looking at what they're presenting to you, okay? AI infrastructure does not even mean the dashboards they're showing you. You don't have to take my words for it. You can just go to ChatGPT. Let's go here and see the actual definition of what's the AI infrastructure. And then you would see that it's the foundational layer that enables building and training and deploying and scaling AI models. It's not the actual dashboard. So when we're talking about AI infrastructure, we're more talking like software like Pinecone and not dashboards. People that buy AI infrastructure are the developers or startup in the larger enterprise, and they're not really what you're trying to get into. Let me show you some real example here. AI infrastructure, we have AWS SageMaker, we have Pinecone, like I said, and an AI product would be more like a SaaS dashboard, an AI Chrome extension that writes your email for you, for example, and other workflows, okay? There's a big difference between AI infrastructure and AI products or systems, yet everyone is talking about AI infrastructure for some reason. So the way I actually scaled my business to 77K per month and actually managed 42 clients by myself while traveling was productizing my AI service. Okay, and this is what we're going to be talking about in this video. So let's say that you're actually trying to get into this agency game, the AI automation game, okay? There's something you have to be aware about the agency landscape before getting started. There's 4 levels to it. So level 0, 1, 2, 3, okay? And most of the time when you're going to start, you're going to be starting at the small business level. So level 0 and level 1, okay? And those don't make a lot of money. You have to be aware that's where you're going to start. Everyone does it. The small businesses, they make below 50K per month, and they're not the most fun to be working with, but it's the starting point, okay? So if you absolutely have no social proof, nothing, you will want to start for free or a couple $100. And this is the grind. But what you're going after here is not the money, it's the case studies, it's the social proof. So what I would advise you to do if you're there is to actually see in your network if anyone has a business and if they have some things they need help with in terms of automation, okay? You're going to look at their process. You're going to see where there's some inefficiencies and gap, and you help them solve it, and then you record the case studies, okay? So you can ask from your clients video testimonials. Those are really going to help you go to the next level. When you start level 1 here, you start charging a little bit per projects. Those are going to be 2 to 5K projects, essentially, okay? They're one-off. You're also going to be running from time to time after your money, but that's the reality of things here. The 2 to 5K projects here, I consider them as entry points inside businesses, okay? And I'm going to explain a little bit later what I mean by that, but essentially you can use those to level up faster in the agency game. Then you get the medium-sized business. Those that make 50K per month to 5 million per month. And start doing bigger projects, 5 to 50K. And then lastly, we have the enterprise level. So those, I mean, they're the big enterprise, obviously. And you start doing projects from like 25K minimum. Enterprise, super cool to be working with, super hard to sell though, but once you're in, you stay, and it's pretty hard to get out. And actually, the reality of things is some vendors that work with enterprise, even if they start doing some bad work, they actually stay in for a long time. It's the sad reality of things, okay? So the end goal is that you get into enterprise, and then you make a lot of easy money, I would say. Yeah. All right, so everyone starts level 0 and 1. That's the reality of things. Good results plus times equal you level up over time. Your goal is to go after level 2 and level 3 clients because those are going to respect more your time and actually going to give you more money for the same kind of projects. But the shortcut way to do this is to sell AI products, because AI products, once you have a buyer, you don't really care about his level. Could be level 0, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. As long as they have the money, they buy, okay? And like I said, products and projects, they're entry points inside those different businesses to potentially sell more to those businesses. And then you bring your projects from 5K to a total of like maybe 50K over a 2-year period of time with that client, okay, if you have a good client relationship. Another thing that you have to do when you sell a product or a project, because you're in tech, you need to sell maintenance. And this is going to be compounding over time. This is how you get MRR, sticky MRR, so monthly recurring revenue. Super important, okay? If I give you some stats from my agency here, those are basically in terms of months, the numbers of my clients that have churned. So there's about 30 in there, and you're gonna see that the average for me is 12.61. This is super, super high, okay? An average for a normal agency, your clients are going to churn from 2 to 3 months. Mine is 12.61. So this is a good example of providing a good service and keeping your clients and also upselling them in the future, because this gives me a 1-year period of time to find new projects for those clients and upsell them. Okay. I keep talking about upselling clients, but what does this actually mean? You're probably asking yourself. Well, 2 and 5K projects are not the end goal. And this is where people get this wrong. And this is why people think like you can't really make it in this. You're going to make 20 to 30K per month and you're going to grind your ass off. I mean, sure, if all you want to do is custom projects by yourself, yeah, you're going to be capped at 20, 30K per month, like plot twist, most of the YouTubers out there. But the real way of making it is to use those projects, those custom projects, as data points and entry points inside businesses, okay? The way I go about this is I assess based on what client wants, so the custom projects I do, where are the needs of the market, essentially, okay? And if a lot of people start asking about the same thing, I create a product out of it. And then that product, I'm gonna sell to more businesses that need it, okay? But this is gonna be based on the real market need. The market is gonna tell me what I'm building and selling. Not the opposite way. It's not because you think something is cool that it actually is cool and useful for the market. Once you productize something, now you will then want to scale outreach and inbound, whatever method you're using to get clients. Now it's going to be proof that what you're selling is validated by the market and real needs. So you're actually solving a real problem, and you will want to bring more traffic to it. But here's one of my secrets. I mentioned it earlier, but products are entries to bigger businesses, and they make you level quicker in the game. So you could be just starting out making a nice product and some enterprise wants it, then you build it and then they like you. So you start doing more projects for them, but also maybe it's a franchise. So you start selling all the franchise the same product, and all of a sudden you just started, but then you're making $200,000 with one franchise, okay? So the way that you capitalize on the products that you sold in the projects as entry point is to be good in operations. So nobody really pinpoint what it is. They somehow talk about it in diverse ways, but they don't really pinpoint it. Operations is the terms, is the skill that you need to be good at in order to spot inefficiencies and gaps in businesses that you can then optimize and then automate. This is the skill that actually make you valuable. It's not really automation, because yes, automations, AI automation, you could go on Fiverr and have someone random do it. It doesn't matter. The point is that automation is probably going to suck because it's not adapted to the process itself. And how do you know that? You have to, you need some knowledge in operations. So you have to be good in operations. But yet nobody is actually talking about this. And I know, because most operation videos that you're going to see on YouTube, they have low view. It's not hype. It's not buzzword, you know, it's actual tangible things that people should know though. So let's say now you're good in operations and automation. That makes you super valuable. That actually makes you so that you could find a job in like any company if that's what you wanted to do, and be like the champion of transformation when it comes to AI in this company. But let's say you're running an agency, right? So you're working with different businesses. Now that you're good at spotting inefficiencies and you've got a client that's on maintenance because you sold a product or a project, you can push for an audit or just, talk with your client, spot the problems that they have and propose something to optimize this and solve the problem. Now you're a valuable asset. You're not just someone who are basically saying, hey, please do this, and that's it, okay? And that's the big difference. But to do this, and that's really my cheat code though, to keep the client relationship going, you need to sell maintenance, because that's going to make your clients stick around. You're going to be in the Slack channel with them, and you're going to chat with them on a weekly basis, okay? So do this, sell maintenance. I cannot mention it enough. And that's going to also 4 times your lifetime value for your clients, okay? So super, super important. There's actually one last step as well that allowed me to scale to 77K per month and manage 42 clients by myself while traveling. And honestly, that's the real secret, because nobody else is talking about this. I've never seen it online, and I don't think my competitors know this. I'll be sharing it on this video regardless, but before sharing it, I'm going to share with you the 2 products that basically made me in the past year 180K by themselves. And I'm going to give you one of the 2 products that made me 6K just in the past 30 days that basically you're going to be able to get for free and sell for yourself so you can kickstart your AI journey, okay? So let's get right into it. So the first product here is what I call the lead generation operating system. So this is a full-blown software that I built on Airtable as a front end, so as the interface that people can click on, and also the database. So Airtable does both, okay? The lead gen operating system is basically a bunch of different software inside one. So we call this an ERP. I built dashboard analytics, so KPI goals, projections, all of that, project management, campaigns management, statistics management, technical setup, client management, CRM, learning center. All of this built inside one software that costs $24 per month for my clients. And so using this, they can basically operate their entire lead generation agency, okay, and all their clients together. This system is what 40 plus lead generation agencies, some of the best out there, use. And so it has been proven. And I've been selling this system for $5K a pop plus the maintenance at $250 per month. And just to tell you, it used to take me 13 hours to install this new system because there's 80 plus automations included inside the Airtable build itself. If I go here and make.com, this is installed on make.com, not N8N, although you could do it on N8N as well. It used to take me 13 hours to install it to a new client, but using what I'm going to tell you after I show you the other product, it's now taking only 1 hour. So yeah, making $5,000 in 1 hour every time. And this is super easy to delegate. I don't even have to do it myself. I delegate it to someone, okay? The second product is the AI content engine. Okay, so this is a product we've made about a month and a half ago. And we've already been able to make $6,000 of it on autopilot in the last 30 days. And so, I'm not capping. You're going to be able to see here the money that's coming in our bank account and the different invoice. That's the product I'm giving away for free. And my school group, that's going to be in the description below, that you can get and start selling for yourself. So, it works. The AI content engine is actually a way for businesses or for users to train different writer profiles with AI on different platforms and on different company profiles. So someone like a ghostwriter could take this for all of his clients and then train different writer profile based on different personalities. And then based on ideas that they create or they automatically generate with AI on articles and stuff, they can generate entire posts. Okay, so you could generate LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts, YouTube script, anything that you might think of. Okay. So this is really useful. Inside the system as well, there's the content management pipeline. So that's an extension of the system. And there's also some analytics tracking. Okay, super useful. I've got a full video on this system that you can see up here. I've also got this inside my school group. So if you want a templates, so Airtable templates plus all the JSONs for N8N, you can go in the description down below and join the school group and you'll get this for free and you can start selling this. All right, let me share my secret. I know the one thing that you guys have been waiting on. Basically, how did I scale my agency to 77K per month, managing 42 clients by myself while traveling? Well, to do this, to be able to achieve this, I needed to make the delivery of my different products and service as low friction as possible. It needed to take no time at all. It also needed to be very dedicatable to employees, okay? So it cannot be too complex. And let's just say that the starting products, so let's take the lead generation operating system itself. So a full-blown Airtable interface plus 80 automation in between connecting everything. Let's just say that it's not a simple product, okay? It's very complex. But there's a way to do it, okay? The secret is I automated the automations. How did I do this? Well, automations are JSONs. You see, every time you're copying something, like the different JSONs templates I'm giving, you're downloading some string of text that you're pasting inside AIAA, and then it's just basically making the automation for you, right? So if you go with this basis, and let's have a quick demo of like what a JSON is if you don't know. So let's take this template here. Looking at this, do you get it? You can automate the JSON modification if you want, okay? So if the automation with different accounts and different softwares are just a bunch of API keys and IDs and emails and passwords, you can have an automation that modifies the raw JSON that plugs automatically all those IDs and outputs a final JSONs that gets imported into AIAA or make.com via the API automatically. So then the next action is just press run and the entire thing is done, okay? Let me show you how this looks inside my own operating system that I also built inside Airtable. So I don't just talk about it, I use it. Here I have an interface, which basically every time I sell a lead generation operating system, I just fill all the different IDs. So smart lead, API key, ID, password, etc. Then a different connection. This is built on make.com, this specific operating system. I get all the IDs that I need in different columns. Then I press this one button here, onboard client, and I just sit back. And then my automation just creates 80 plus automations JSONs and then port it inside the make.com client. And the only thing I have to do is basically click launch, okay? And everything is good to go. That is how I went from 13 hours to 1 hour delivery time, which represents a 93% decrease in time, okay? And that means that if someday I sell 3 operating system, well, I could just be spending 3 hours during my day in the afternoon or in the morning and just finish this in 3 hours. And then I'm free for the rest of the day. I made 15,000. Okay. And that is something that has happened. So it works. Okay. Basically, the process is you get a new client, you just fill the new IDs, you click at the button, you sit and relax, and then you customize it a little bit, maybe depending on the client needs. So it doesn't really take much time. And then you're just happy because you're making money. This whole thing here, I don't need to be doing it. I can have a virtual assistant or any employee actually do this. It's not hard. It's just simple instruction that you put into an SOP, okay? And obviously, happy money leads to you go in the south, you sip some mojitos on the beach while you're making money. This is literally how, as a one-person agency, using some freelancers sometimes for custom projects, but essentially for products like this, I'm by myself. This is how I scaled to 77K per month. I was managing 42 clients by myself, okay? It is possible in this space to make it if you're doing it right. And doing it right, in my humble opinion, is not doing custom projects every time. Okay, this does not make sense. This is a guarantee that you'll be working 80 hours per week, doing a lot of different work every time, and then you will just burn out eventually, to be honest. And the 20K, 30K per month, although it's a lot of money, it's not going to be worth it because then you're going to be 6 months without working if you burn out. Okay, so trust me, this is the way. Be smart about it. All right, so quick action for you. If you want to start making money in the AI automation agency space, go into the description below, get into our free school group, get the templates for the AI content engine. You can start selling it. And our school group, you can also learn more about AI operations and the different automations. We're currently building the module. It's completely free, so you can join anytime. And if you like the video, if you found it informative, please like, comment, send some feedback. I read everything and I answer to everyone. So yeah, hopefully you found the video informative. Looking forward to see you in the school group.